Welcome to DBL. Actor Sacha Baron Cohen is responding after Rebel Wilson called him a massive bleep. We can't say the real world on TV, so we'll just say jerk.
Mark Eigler's can.
Yeah, we'll get Mark back in here. It all started when Rebel teased that a chapter in her book would be about a quote-unquote jerk she worked with on a movie, and then she revealed it was Sacha Baron Cohen. The two were in the 2016 comedy, The Brothers Grimsby, and Rebel claims Sacha was a jerk to her on set, which made her implement a no-jerk policy on future films. Rebel then claimed Sacha was trying to threaten her. Sacha did respond via a spokesperson calling her claims false and said he has documents, film footage, and eyewitness accounts to back him up. Here we go again. You're shaking your head out. What are you thinking?
Well, you know, the prevailing question is like, who do you believe? And in these situations, I don't think any situation that you're going to deal with in adult life is good and evil. That would be so simple. That's what baseline stories are about. I think everything has dynamics, especially your relationships. And I could make a joke to Erica trying to be funny. She might not be having it that day and takes it a different way, or she's in a great mood and takes it a different way. However I'm presenting to the world, I don't know how the world is going to receive me. Right. And we don't have a lot of precedents for him being perceived as a toxic person. So I'm leaning on the side of maybe there was miscommunication, but I don't think this is totally impugns his character.
Or you wanted to sell a book.
Yeah,
that's what I'm getting tired of. You know what I mean? The last couple of years have just been out of control. And now it's like you're taking your book and you're taking one chapter. What are the other chapters about? Nobody knows because no one's read the book. The only way you get attention is if you put someone else down. And I'm tired of it. Everyone writing a book, whether it's, I don't care, Brittany or JT or someone writing about Trump or this, no one's writing about, tell me about your experience. Throughout life, speaking of Trent and motivational speaking, there's always going to be someone in your way. There's always going to be someone that you don't get along with. That's life. People account it to other things. There's always going to be someone difficult. Don't shine that person to make yourself shine and take a step up in your career because of that person. I'm getting tired of it. Tell me about you and tell me why you succeeded. Don't tell me why someone else got in your way.
Well, I kind of agree with that a lot, but here's in 2014 in an interview with an Australian newspaper, she's saying things every single day on set. He's like, Rebel, can you just go naked in the scene? And I'm like, no, Sacha, we have the same agent. I'm going to call her agent and tell her how much you're harassing me. Then in the last scene, he was like, Rebel, can you just stick your finger, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, what do you mean? So all these are like not great, but I don't know. I don't get the point
of this. That's her
take
words,
on
right?
That. Yeah, and there's been no other public allegations at all regarding any inappropriate behavior against Sacha, and I want to make that really, really clear.
Yeah, I think sometimes people just don't get along either, and I'm not saying what Sacha Baron Cohen did or did not do. I'm not even taking that stance. I do look to his past, and I have not found, and we have a researcher here, we have not found one other accusation, and I do kind of go by where there's smoke, there's fire, but I'm not taking away from her side. However, we have yet to hear from Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yeah,
sometimes people just don't get along.
Right, and a spokesperson for him did say, while we appreciate the importance of speaking out, these demonstrably false claims are directly contradicted by extensive, detailed evidence.
He says he's got documents. He
witnesses.
says it. Witnesses and
I can tell you, I've spent, okay, so I used to be a waitress at a club. When Sacha Baron Cohen, with his friends, with his wife, would come in, sometimes even without his wife and just boys, you can imagine in that atmosphere, you might see the worst of somebody. He was always a gentleman, always kind, never flirted with the waitresses. Again, this is just my experience. And when you're a waitress at a club, you're with them for about 4 or 5 hours. And he would come in multiple times. I can't say one bad thing about him.
Right.
So,
I mean, and I'll tell you why that holds more weight with me, Sam, really quickly, is he didn't know you were going to become a talk show host. Usually when people act up, it's in front of the wait staff. It's where they think people don't have enough power to put them on blast. So if he had acted up, he didn't know Daily Blast Live was coming 10, 15 years later. So how he acted, air quotes, behind closed doors should hold a lot of weight.
Well, I don't want to litigate who's right and who's wrong because we weren't there.
Correct.
However, I do think that human beings are the sum of all of our parts, and there are going to be, we're going to be the victim and the villain in someone's story at some point. That's just the way it works. I do think that it is okay to be transparent or about your personal experience if it's something that, and who knows, in the book, it might have been the way that she made major decisions about her career based on this experience. And she has a right to say that. she also has to know that there's going to be pushback because people are going to jump to the other person's defense. They're going to, and they should. There's room for all of these things to be litigated in the court of public opinion, because for as many people that will understand and empathize with her, there's going to be people who understand and empathize with him, and that's the summation of the story. And I think that's okay.
Except if someone gets canceled over something that maybe perhaps.
Well, right, but that's when the smoke fire thing happens. Generally, when it's smoke, it's a whole wildfire. Like, everybody's burning this thing down. This is one allegation, and it's not even criminal.
I think the story that we're about to do might fly in the face of that.
Okay, let's talk about
Thanks
it then.
for that transition, Al.
Thank you. I'm a professional, Tori.
Yeah, thank you, Al.
Hathaway is revealing that online hate against her almost tanked her career. Anne is on the cover of the Vanity Fair. Wow,
that's
she
a
looks
cool photo.
So good. She said after winning her Oscar in 2013, she discovered some people were mocking her online. The term Hathaway even started trending. Anne said she lost roles because of her so-called quote-unquote toxic persona, but she credits director Christopher Nolan for saving her career. He cast her rather in the movie Interstellar with Matthew McConaughey, and Anne said her career didn't lose momentum the way it could have. All right, so you wanted to jump in on this.
Well, yeah, and I'd like to hear Erica's thoughts on this. First of all, Interstellar, one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time. I love it, love it, love it. But Anne Hathaway got, I guess, some pushback for an Oscar speech in which...
No, she hosted the Oscars.
She hosted, and
it went badly, and not her fault. It was not her fault.
Right, so then...
It was James Franco who gave up on it, and she had to take off looking like a fool, being all happy and trying to keep it going, and people said, man, she looks annoying, and that started Hathaway.
Right. And
that's it.
And so this is what I'm talking. It seems like this is a person that didn't do anything wrong, but yet the court of public opinion came for her anyway. And I think that's what everybody's scared of. When you put something in front of the court of public opinion, sometimes they don't do their research as well as you would.
Well, sometimes I would welcome the court of public opinion because I'm just like that. Like, honestly, if somebody has something to say, then I might have something to respond to it. I think Anne Hathaway, though, this was 2013. This was when people were getting very real, transparent, and also was the idea of things don't have to be perfect. And I think that she really was the face of perfection. I remember Meryl Streep saying to her, or someone like Meryl Streep being like, you need to hone in on your singing. And I thought it was a beautiful moment. And then I got online and realized everybody was very upset about it, because what we were seeing were people being like, I'm not the perfect size. I'm not the perfect look. And this is everything that Anne Hathaway embodied. Honestly, she just got doused with a whole lot of haterade. And I'm glad it's over for her.
I'm glad
now.
it's over, too.
Blame
She didn't deserve that.
Blame Franco.
What?
Blame Frank? No, I'm just saying. It was just
Yeah, blame Franco.
Yeah.